Welcome into the podcast programs brought to you by Nothing But Net International. This is another episode of the Immigrant Podcast. Appreciate you tuning in and logging in for another time. It's no longer major news because it's been out for a few days, but still something that, of course, myself here on the Immigrant Podcast and my contributors, I wanted to touch on it. I think they wanted me to touch on it as well. I mean, at least I promised them I'd touch on it. It's a sad day, and it's been a bad week for African Americans, African American men, people of color in general, the NCAA coaching fraternity, um, just men overall that are doing the right things and getting a job both home and away. So now everybody knows disgraced former head coach of the Michigan Wolverines football team, Sherron Moore, has been fired by their football team. No longer allegations. These things have basically been proven somehow by word of mouth, of course, contributions from people who were on site and have seen things happen up close. But I think of course, what's going to happen now is if all the things that and the charges that are brought against him were true or not. Of course, sometime in the last 24 hours, he was arraigned. So today's Saturday. So I think his arraignment was yesterday, last 24 hours. Not I think it was yesterday, last 24 hours. And he had multiple charges, one of which carries not significant jail time, but could carry jail time if he's found guilty. And that's further headache on the fact that he's lost his job, no longer present for his family, and is going through, I'm sure, lots of mental anguish uh, caused and inflicted by himself. So, Sharon Moore, the people who I think that are most disappointed today with what's happened with Coach Moore is Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh, the former coach of the Michigan Wolverines, former quarterback of the Michigan Wolverines, and present coach of the San Diego Chargers, put this young man, and I said young man because he's like, I'm still 39 years old, not even 40. I'm older than the guy, and put this young man in an advantageous situation to be very fruitful, very successful as the interim coach at one point a few years ago when Coach Harbaugh was out for a few games, illness and suspension, and then recommending him to the board, of course, the Michigan board, NCAA football. This is just as big as any NFL team out there. A lot of people have a saying who the next coach of a football team like Michigan is, or Ohio State, Alabama, LSU. These are teams that it's just not only the president of the university or the athletic director that has a say. It's a lot of people, and they approved it. A lot of these people, yeah, I'll say it, they're Caucasian people, and I'm pretty sure by the climate of what America is right now, a lot of those weren't comfortable with that decision in the first place. So now he's put further speculation on the aptitude and the abilities of people of color to be successful in these kinds of situations. Coach Deion Sanders has been one, and although he's had a tough season when it comes to the record of the football team, he's managed a good program, and there have been other coaches as well. And I think through the 5 or 6 coaches that are NFL coaches that are African American as well, they've held themselves to a great standard this year on the field and off the field. So there are examples out there that are amazing. But for a lot of young black coaches, whether they're in a coordinator role right now or something else, a scouting role, or just an apprentice coming up, Coach Moore's probably made the situation a bit more difficult for your opportunities going forward, for you to be trusted with this kind of uh, this stature of job of situation. The Michigan Wolverines football team is a franchise. It's a football franchise, and like I have to reiterate, especially with the NIL, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have known, even if you don't watch football or not. The NIL tells you that these programs and operations are run with hundreds of millions of dollars, definitely millions of dollars, even on the mid-level scale of NCAA division football. And in case of Michigan and Alabama, and Ohio State. Like I repeated it before, these football programs generate over $1 billion over a period of time very quickly for the state, the university, and the student body itself. So what's going to happen now? He's going to await trial. He's been released on bail, maybe his own recognizance. I don't know. The story's out there. You guys should do your own research and reading, and not just hear from the podcaster guy. But so he's awaiting the proper trial. So the three charges, one of which, like I said, I'm not going to go over the charges. Fortunately, the domestic charge, I don't think he actually physically hurt someone, but then I don't know. So these three charges, one of which I already said, has comes with possible prison time. So we'll wait to hear what's happened with Coach Moore. We do know that in the immediate future he won't be coaching football no time soon, and the chances of him getting an opportunity going forward are going to be slim to none. We'll keep you abreast here of that situation with Coach Moore, and we'll bring you more information on Immigrant Podcast. It's your boy Nikolai Hill. Take it easy.